Hi, everyone. I'm here. I'm here. I'm just uploading some overlays. So if you are hashtag replay gang, please go on ahead and jump down to the description box so that you can see what time it actually starts. But again, for those of you who are here, I'm here. I'm just uploading some pictures so that I can give you guys the full experience that you deserve. Go ahead and chat amongst yourselves. Let everybody else know that I'm here and what I'm doing. Hello, everyone. Just a reminder that I am here. I'm just uploading pictures so that y'all could have the full experience as we go through and talk about these amazing contestants. So, right now, I'm uploading the runway looks for episode 2. One night only. Give me a second. Oh, this is taking so much longer than I thought it was going to take. Come on. You know what I just realized? I've been uploading the pictures for episode 3. Where are we at? Oh, 5 minutes in. And it says it's still converting it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. We'll have to just go pictureless, unfortunately. I'll show it to you from my phone. if that's the case. We'll wait till 6 minutes and then we'll get started. All right. Everywhere you go, everybody knows that the world is your runway. Here we go. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15, Episode 2, One Night Only, Part 2. Come on, big baby, come on. Okay, so let me say this. 2 episodes dropped last week, and the way that VH1, MTV, or whatever had given it to me, they didn't give me episode 2 right away. So I didn't know that it was available until I was watching The Pit Stop with Bianca, who is the new host for this season, and Jinx and Ben de la Creme, to know that there was something after the 2 factions meet each other on the rehearsal space or in the rehearsal space. So I had to go back and watch it. Now I watched it the very same day, but I just didn't have it in me to do the recap for it. But enough about that. Here's a little bit about me. My name is Wah. And if you're new to my channel, I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Seeking Sister Wife, Seeking Brother Husband, MILF Manor, 90 Day the Other Way. I'm so excited for these new shows. Love is Blind and some other stuff that comes on. So anything that's like relationship reality TV, I'm into it. Except for I'm also into RuPaul's Drag Race. So this will be the only competition reality show that I provide for you. And it is near and dear to my heart. And I've kept it sacred and secret for so long. But I want someone to talk about it with so bad. And that is you. So thank you so much for being here. As you can see scrolling down below, if I give you the hee hee ha-has and you want to give your girl a tip, I'm just giving you some options. You don't have to do anything. You can watch this for free. Just make sure you watch the commercials fully. Just kidding. All right, let's see. I've got 2 comments here. Ramsterdam. Hello. Hello. Okay, so there's a small few. There's just 7 of us in the room right now, but it's okay. Everybody else was in #replay game, and I hope that you checked the description box to see that I didn't get started until actually like 6:05. I was trying to upload some shots for you, but I ran out of time. I had to put this fantastic glitter eyeshadow on my face in order to give a little something, so it took away from my time uploading. Okay, let's get started. So we start off this episode where the factions have met each other. It's group 1 and group 2. They're in the rehearsal space and they have met each other. My Wi-Fi is terrible right now. I'm going to give it a second to get its life together. I think it's because I'm trying to download stuff and it's like, no, stop. And the competition is really starting to heat up. They're starting to be like, oh my God, we didn't know there was going to be 16 girls. And the truth is that there wouldn't be if Sugar and Spice didn't come as an interesting package. So Aura says that there is 2 types. There are trades and there's twinks. And I'm like, there's also not trades and not twinks. Like, I don't think Mistress or Malaysia are twinks, or trades. So Mistress and Dubois know each other from Texas. And even though Dubois says that she's from Seattle, she originally started in Texas. And she's really happy to have another sister there as a fellow shit talker. And you know what? I support it. I support it. If you are watching, 6 views and 8 likes, I'm ahead of the game. Okay, so then Lux and Salt and Pepper, as I'm calling them, Sugar and Spice is their name, but I keep writing S&P, and I'm like, I know who Salt and Pepper is, you know what I'm saying? So like, how dare I? But that's what my notes say. So Lux and Salt and Sugar and Spice are like, "Oh my god, I know you. Oh yeah, we know each other from Instagram. Ha 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 ha." I think I don't know. I know I'm the only person that is just not feeling Lux, and I think there's hateration in my dancery, and I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get to the root of the problem, so I can get rid of it. But I just think that just like annoying. So they work through their new choreo, and let me tell you, by the end of this, it looked great. And I said to myself, who did they end up giving it to? It must have been Marsha, because Aura would not have I don't know. I don't know. I can't say what Aura would not or would have done. But because Marsha and Sasha were like front and center, I felt like it was a very Marsha choreographed number. But it ended up looking great. So Salt and Pepper secure their station. Sugar and Spice secure their station. And listen, I thought it was a great strategy. Like, you get a couple items, you put it in the station, because the last thing I want to do is my makeup not sitting in one of those luxurious director's chairs. Like, wouldn't you want to be the first person? Like, I would have gone like one item and then dragged it over and just put it on the table. I thought good for them. It's a better space. They don't have to use the movable mirrors. Like, I like, your lighting is probably better. You don't have to like hunch over and do your makeup. I just liked it. So Lux gets called on her 40-inch wig, and she's like rolling her eyes. She's like, why does it even matter? Like, yeah, yours is longer, but mine is fuller to the floor. And I'm like, girl, you're doing drag. Nobody's clocking your stringy ends. If you were walking the streets with that, or you were, being a bad bitch in the world, then maybe someone will clock it. But like, as a drag wig, don't lie about the inches of your wig. And then when you get called out on it, you're like, what does it even matter? Now, was it not shady boots and kind of petty of Dubois to like call her out on it and like further push the point after Lux was adamant about her wig not being 40? Yes. However, and just like Dubois, don't like a liar. Like, just own up and say what it is. I'm not going to live in your fantasy world with you. That's that's what I always think about it. When people want me to like live in their fantasy with them, I'm like, no, I'm not going to. Anywho, so Lux and Sugar and Spice bond over this, I guess now, which is like, I guess, couple of years old war that is between the drag queens who go out there and do the work and the drag queens who get famous from social media. Now, I understand this argument because me, as a professionally trained actress, it is, and listen, I don't go out for auditions, so like, it's been a minute, what I'm saying, like, professionally trained 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really have a dog in this fight, but let's say that it was 2 years out of college for me, and 2 years off of like acting classes and things that I have taken, and I am working so hard to try to get these auditions. And then it just like, all of a sudden, these YouTube people just start to get auditions. You don't know how many YouTube folk just start to get auditions simply because of their charisma on YouTube, mixed with the fact that they come with an instant following. So when I like finally got my agent and did everything I was supposed to do, my agent, I was not booking. And my agent fought for me and sent me out. I was not booking. And she was like, you know what? You just need to you just really need to stick with the YouTube. I think that once you get your following and you hone in on YouTube and they're able to see your personality, that you'll start to get more roles. And what happens is that I can't do 3 things at once, which is I can't have a full-time job, audition, and then you do YouTube. So I had to kick out auditioning because it was the one thing that wasn't making me money. So, but that's the thing, right? So there is that fight. And so I do see what Salt and Pepper, or whatever, Sugar and Spice and Lux are talking about. Like, you don't want to put down the work and the energy that an online creator puts into their content. You don't want to disrespect that. But at the same time, there are people who are actually hitting the pavement and are in these classes. And, there are not in these classes, people who are like in the bars, who are dealing with the things that they have to deal with while being in public in full drag. And they're having to go out on the streets and send, put out flyers trying to get people to come to see their shows. They're doing a lot of footwork to build a natural, grassroots way of bringing in the customer base or the fan base. And not only that, they're turning out a great show because they're used to working on stage. They have charisma, they're good at working the audience. And then you have these look queens who don't do any of those things. And it feels, I think, from their perspective, that there is less sweat, physical sweat, put out for the look queens and the Instagram queens and the TikTok queens than there are for the queens who are out there every single day. So I do think that there is this interesting tug of war, but I feel like everybody needs to leave space for both to be valid. And in this episode, that's mainly what we're talking about, because the through line is how the older queens are kind of talking shit about Salt and Pepper and Sugar and Spice, and how they're annoying and they just want them to shut up and blah, 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 blah. But they're just super excited kids. Lux says that she turned 21 during the pandemic. And so the only way that she could serve the girls was through Instagram and TikTok. And so that is the way that she did it. And I can't knock that hustle. Also, Sugar and Spice's makeup, fetch. Hi, dating doula. Not Salt and Pepper. I keep doing it. I'm trying not to. So also I love that. I love that Sugar was like, yeah, in the beginning you were really mean. She's talking to Mistress. She's like, in the beginning you were really mean, but you were like, the mayor of Dragville. Like whose wig is on right, whose shoes are too small, and whose toes have too many holes. And you're over here with a magnifying glass. And Mistress thought that was so funny. Mistress is like, not the mayor of Dragville. I thought that was a really cute moment. So we got that out of the way. And hopefully we don't have to talk about TikTok queens versus real queens, or I don't know, other types of queens anymore. So the twins are running late, y'all. I feel like I should put my notes up because I look down every time. I wrote them old school. So the twins are running late, y'all. They are not used to having a deadline because they don't perform, right? They do everything. All of their drag is through TikTok. They don't have to meet deadlines. They don't have to be on stage, none of that. So they're running around trying to find things. And I thought it was so cute how they were like arguing about like who put what where. And I think Spice was like, listen, you packed this, so I just please need you to find it. Just please, please, please. And I was like, oh, what a sweet way to talk to your twin. They're cute. So Ariana Grande has an interesting makeup look, and I took a picture of it. I just kept being like, is this the new thing? And if so, like, what do I think of it? Let me find it. Because it's interesting, right? I see the girlies on TikTok doing the thing with their eyelashes where they have one that's not like the end here will be pink or white. So like that's a thing. Oh, you can't see it. It's not good. It's not a good photo. You can't see it. It's not a good photo. Anyways, if you could see, you would see that she had some like little, very long strands of feathers at the end. And then she was giving like a sparkle moment. And when I say she, I mean her makeup artist was giving a moment where it looks like it was black liquid liner. And then they put rhinestones in the center of it. And I'm always interested in different makeup looks because I'm like, as somebody who did makeup on YouTube a while ago, it's like, how can you get more original with makeup? Even though the makeup techniques and styles and the formulas and the makeup itself has changed, and the application of the makeup itself has changed from, let's say, the 80s or the 70s, there is still the same basic tenements, right? You put a color here, you put a deeper color here, you put a lighter color there. I mean, the cut crease is kind of a revolutionary thing because it's so sharp, but how long have we been doing cut creases now? And I think it is solidified itself in the Makeup Hall of Fame, right? But Ariana Grande's it was interesting. I'm like interested in like what the next look in makeup is, and I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff out there. There is an artist by the name of Hungry who does a really cool makeup thing. I mean, it almost looks like their choice is to look like a butterfly's wing. You know, there's always like a lot of swirling and a lot of interesting stuff. But you know, that's just a tangent about makeup I have, y'all. We don't need to go into it anymore. So Sasha and I put Marsha in the center, yeah, from their opening number. It was great. So then we have our talent show. This is the talent portion of it. We open up with a rap from Malaysia, and it was a good opener for the show. She's like, I'm the fattest, the baddest on the scene. I'm a queen. And I loved it. And usually I think there's only one bigger queen in the show or on per season. And I think both her and Mistress thought they were going to be the biggest ones there. And they're not. They're there together. So that's fun. Also, I know this is in the UK market, but Lawrence Chaney the first thick drag queen winner? Correct me if I'm wrong. So Spice does her thing and she's in a coffin girl and she like wakes up out of the coffin and there's like a big spider on the coffin and we all think that she's about to be like spooky and it really isn't. It's like she calls herself Spice, but I'm like, where's the spice, sis? I don't. What spice are you referring to? Hmm. They're from Long Island, so I have a feeling that they're like Italian. I don't know. Lucy LaDuca wants everyone to know that she's Italian, I think. But like, I'm like these two girls. Like, where's your spice? Where's the? You know, I'm like, what is the spice in Italian cuisine? I was trying to make a joke, but like your chili flakes, your chili pepper flakes. Where's that? So she does the I'm bored and Rue laughs immediately. So we know Rue's gonna like it. And so she comes out and does this number. She almost falls twice, but girl, she recuperated. And I think people expected her not to be able to move. I didn't think that it was like jaw dropping, but I thought that the lyrics were fun. It was something like all the boys want to know where my dingaling go, where my dingaling go, where my dingaling go. And I thought it was more of the words of the song than anything. And I think it's just so funny how they have a song. All of these queens now come to the shows with songs. Like, did you like get with producers first and you're like, I'm gonna sing my very own song? It's like a thing on Drag Race now. I was like, oh wow, is that a thing that is happening? Here's Dating Doula. The best thing about Drag Race is if you cannot perform, you're not going to win. Older queens are stage assassins. The younger queens are online marketing assassins. They can learn from each other. I agree. Oh, the Chola queen. Yes. Aesthetes. Thailand had Natalia Piklem, Pilikam, but that series gets overlooked. Thailand, does it get overlooked? I watched maybe the first 2 episodes of Thailand. I try to watch every single iteration of Drag Race, but sometimes I want to watch what's happening and I get caught up on the fact that I don't understand what's going on. Now, I have found since then the English closed caption button, and that's how I was watching Philippines. But at the time, like I couldn't find the one for Thailand. Okay, so then we've got Lux comes out, and Anitra says it's giving. It's like Christmas, and everyone loves it, but me. I told you there's hateration in my dancery. Like I thought she could move, but did she move as good as Robin? No. And to me, like, I wasn't even interested in Robin's. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robin's talent, I didn't even write notes. I just remember noting to myself, I'm not writing notes because it's boring. And Robin danced to a song that I love, which is like a song that has, now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? It's like a heavy D song. So I mean, yes. Here's also a thing that I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, let me remove deer nose from this, right? Because that's what I think of. I just don't like the way she does her nose. She looks like a woodland creature. I've already said that. So let's like remove the fact that I don't like her makeup choices and I don't like how she pretends or is ditzy. I don't like that like, oh my God, like, it's like a hat moment, and like, do people wear hats? I don't know, because I don't pay attention to people. Ha ha ha. I'm not into it, right? So, and I'm also not interested in sugar and spice, but I also think that sugar and spice are so nice that I can't, and not to say that Lux isn't nice. They highlight sugar and spice is nice so much. Anywho, I'm like, okay, take off the woodland creature face and put Monet Heart in there. No, Mo Heart, not Monet Heart. Put Mo Heart in there. Would I think it was fabulous? Put Shea Coulee. Would I think it was fabulous? Put Simone. Would I think it was fabulous? Sweet Tooth. Would I think it was fabulous? And the truth is that I would. So again, there's hateration in my dancery. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. So then we've got Lucy, who does it, let's get loose or whatever. I was singing it like for the last hour, and now I forget the thing of it. And y'all, I have a photo of the reaction that Anitra had when Lucy DeLuca started singing live, and it was a good idea. It just was executed very, very poorly. And there's a moment where she like clutches her pearls and is like, "Oh sis, is this what we're doing? Is this what's," Marsha was able to keep her face steady, but Anisha was like, "Oh, ma'am. Okay. I see what's It was like a moment, and the cameras are so shady because they caught Anisha being like, we all felt it though. And it was just like shocking that it came out so poorly. So so then we've got Marsha who comes out and does a beautiful ballet piece where she's adoring of and kind of horny about Ross Matthews, and it was a wonderful surprise for us and the judges. And I thought, this is what you do, Marsha. Marsha came, right? She did that. She's been doing a very good job. Now they did give her the note that she barely puts on any makeup, and they're not looking for drag realness. They're not looking for ballroom realness. They're looking for drag. Okay. They want more makeup. And I would agree, because right now, Marsha is giving Ariana Grande. Looking at Ariana Grande and looking at Marsha, especially in her runway look where she's doing the Chanel vibe, the Chanel / Cher from Clueless vibe, I was like, yeah, we know who your influences are. You do your makeup exactly the way she looks like Ariana Grande. Maybe not Ariana Grande right now, but definitely like, you give me the sunshine, all the time. She's giving that era, big sweater, high ponytail, perhaps a little bow era of Ariana Grande. So now we have the pinnacle, okay? The pinnacle of our evening. It's the lowest. I'm sorry, we don't have the pinnacle. We have the lowest point of our evening. We have the lowest point of our evening right now. And then my girl Dubois, who I said was most likely going to be a top 4, comes out and does something that I'm like, girl, your makeup looks great. You look like an alien version of what a 50s housewife is. Not even an alien, just like an alternate universe. And then you come out and you're like, I'm making ice water, and then don't do it correctly. Like, it worked on stage elsewhere, and you thought, I'm just going to do this same talent. And she didn't pick the right bits. And that's what she says. So then we have, after that, Miss Anitra. And you better walk that duck. I said, Anitra, sis. I know I'm eating my words, what I said about Anitra. I said I didn't expect her to go far because I thought that I just thought she was so boring in Meet the Queens. You know what I'm saying? Just so boring. And girl, when she came out and she had that song where she's just basically talking over it, she's like, I can't sing and I'm not going to rap. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to like talk through this track. Okay. And then I'm going to duck walk down the runway. And it's going to be like, you better walk that duck. And Rue loved it. I feel like Anitra is going to go far. The love was there. She is a silent assassin. She is a sneaky bitch, and I am here for it 100%. So then she like lets us know that she also did jujitsu, girl, some kind of martial arts, and she has one of the pit crew come out, put up a board while she like hi-yas it, and then like kicks it as well. Then ends it with a split with a look over the shoulder. I said, girl, okay, Vegas, I see you. I see you. Vegas, I see you. Vegas, Sin City, I see you. I feel like I'm so low. I was dead. Okay. Then we've got Poppy. Poppy came out with a Parasite puppet number. And I just wish that I knew if Poppy was the woman's voice. And if that was the case, that would have been super awesome. Then we've got Jax. Jax came out and did jump rope with her hair and did several backflips and landed, in the words of Benitra, and landed oh so lightly on her titties. I loved it. Okay, so Sugar came out and hers was all right. I actually thought Spice's was better than Sugar's, honestly. But people liked it and they said, they're a little fierce. Okay, they get it. They see it. And Aura came out and did like a hip hop number that I was like, no, you could take that back. You could take that back. Is that your talent? Ma'am. I didn't get it. I didn't know what was happening. I wanted it to be gone. All right. Then we had Sasha did something that everybody really liked. I don't think it translated well onto the screen because while I get that she was like moving through a struggle, I felt like it was probably more impactful in the studio than it translated to me. But I'm not saying that she's not the greatest and that we shouldn't applaud her for everything that she does. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm going to move on for that because I don't have any other notes about any other queens. And then we have all the runway looks. And of course, I had the pictures of it, just didn't have time to upload them all. But I'm going to look at them right now. And the first person that I think we saw was Lux London. And I didn't have any hateration on this too. Again, I took off her head and put my friend Essence, and I was like, or Simone, Essence in my mind because she's the essence of something. What is it? Simone, the essence of beauty or something like that. Ebony Enchantress. I just made Essence up. Ebony Enchantress is what it is what's in my mind. So let me go. Got the metallic looks. I don't want to see that. Oh yeah. So the first one was Homegirl. What's her name? This girl, Dubois. It wasn't as bad. I just thought that maybe Michelle was going to read her for coming out in a bra and panties and a little ass corset. And she didn't, but I think they knew she was going home. So that's why they didn't read her. But her makeup was really interesting. Her makeup was really, really interesting in this. Like she does a great job transforming her face because girl, out of drag, ma'am, who is that? You also know who does a great job transforming their face is Malaysia. Malaysia has a complete transformation. It's like, ma'am, who? The next person that we have is the person I guess I like to hate on, but this is Stuntina. Okay, it's Stunderella. It's really, really beautiful with this hat. And then she makes a dumb comment where she's like, I don't really know. People need to wear more hats. So maybe I don't know. I don't wear hats. I don't really pay attention. And then we've got Aura who comes out, and this wasn't killing me, but it did match her other look, the look she walked in. And I didn't like the ankle straps, and I didn't like the skirt part. Like I thought the shoe and the bottom portion of that, it wasn't my favorite. And then we've got Marsha, who of course comes out with, remember the Chanel look. And at this point, she's pointing at Ariana Grande because she's like, bitch, I love you. I slay. I'm here for you. And then we move on to Anitra, who, I mean, Stuntina. Again, Anitra looks great. And she says that she hand sewed this outfit herself. And I'm like, what does hand sew mean? Because when I think of someone saying they hand sewed something, I'm thinking that they're literally there with an actual needle and thread, like a little old biddy from the 1800s who, in their spare times, mends socks because they don't have anything else to do besides sit by the fire and look at each other. You know, it's like whenever I watch any like period piece and like a family afterwards is like entertaining each other, and obviously these are not Black people because whenever they give me back in the day Black people stuff, it's always like slavery and it's too much. But like, you know, they're sitting there and they're just like, father, and they're just like sewing and doing all the work. And like, so in my mind, she's sitting in front of the fireplace watching TV, sewing this by hand with a needle and thread. But it must mean by hand must just mean what? Somebody tell me what that means. Okay. Then we've got Malaysia Baby Doll, whatever her name is. And again, she's giving us like, she's giving to me, this is like a little Diane Carroll from Dynasty, just like a different version of it. You can't see it, and I'm not even gonna bother showing to you. I don't have an up close look of it. Then we got Princess Poppy who comes out and she's like, I'm giving you guys a play on rainbow and bows. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's a play on anything, but if you want it to be, fine. It's not bad, you know, it's just her look. Then we've got the fabulous face queen, which is our girl, Sasha Colby. Sasha Colby looks like somebody to me. I have never seen her, but every time I see her, I'm like, you look familiar. And I don't know who it is. Like, is it Janet? She paints like some woman pop star, like something like some woman in the world who's already existing. That's how she paints. And then we've got S15, who is always going to do an homage to a chola, which to me is like, is this camp? Is it elevated? Like, what was your inspiration? It was too much going on for me. It really was. Like that Dickie shirt being a with the Dickie shirt being a cape was too much. The collar being a bandana was really cute. The boots, too much. That lug sole, I was like, girl, again, show me your inspiration. And I almost thought that the inspiration for the pants were the backdrops of glamour shots. You know how when you were friends, like at least in the suburbs in the 90s, you would go to like the mall and there was always portrait studios and you would get pictures of you and your friends looking tough, and especially if you had like brown or black lip liner. Oh, you couldn't tell me shit with my black lip liner, and it wasn't lip liner, it was eyeliner. You couldn't tell me anything with a thick black lip line and some Vaseline in the center. I didn't even have gloss. In fact, I remember when MAC lip gloss in the clear came out. Let me tell you what a little Black girl who can't actually wear makeup loves is some clear lip gloss. I always used to put on too much. Somebody's mother, like one of the like church mothers, had to tell me to take some off once. She's like, you don't need all that on your lips. It's a lot on your lips. And I was like, and what do I have right here? And what am I going to put on? Is it too much? So, oh, I'm going through here. All right, so we had Astides with that. She was feeling herself. It's okay. And then we've got Amethyst, who they called her out for not padding, and I agree with them. And they're just trying to take it to the next level. And is it just IG and no pads? Is that what the next level is? I love the way Lucy does herself, though. Next person then we had was Jax. With Jax was giving us Around the Way Girl. This was giving me a very Little Kim situation, a Mary J. Blige thigh boot. I was feeling it. It matched the jacket. I just didn't understand why she had a camera on. Like, was she a tourist? She actually is dressed like Salt and Pepper. Then we've got DeLuca, who like is giving us body, yaddy, yaddy. I mean, listen, I really love DeLuca's looks. She said this was an homage to Britney in the Toxic music video. And then we've got Mistress, who comes out. She's like, listen, I didn't get this made for the show. This is the kind of drag that I give all the time. I pulled this from my closet. And I said, you know what, sis? If you pull everything from your closet and it's like this, yes, ma'am. You know, I always appreciate an old school drag, and she's giving us Texas. You know, I want her to do like a Beyonce number. If she gives me a Beyonce number, I'm here for it. Then we've got Robin, and to me, honestly, Dressy is her name? Yeah, Dress Yo Age, Dress Yo Age. Anyways, hilarious. Dress Your Age. What do you think of Robin? I think Robin's boring. Do we all think Robin's boring? Boring. Robin Fierce, boring. I said that she was like a Tamisha Hall. She's not like a Tamisha Hall, but she's boring. Then we've got Sugar, who is doing a homage to Beauty and the Beast, and she is a beauty. I have to say that I really love these ballerina, with the ankle straps going up the leg. I love that platform. Now, don't wish this upon anybody, but part of me would think it would be hilarious if she fell. I mean, they love these thick ass platform shoes, which are relatively easy to walk in because the platform makes the heel thing different, um, easier to walk in. But I thought this look was cute. I didn't like her hair. I know it's supposed to be Belle, so it's supposed to be dark, the hair color, but I thought it was cute. Also, do they make their own clothes? And, like, secondly, do they have enough money to, like, get somebody else to make their they make that much money from TikTok that they can, like, get somebody to make these outfits for them? I have questions. Then the other one, Spice, she came out as Ariel, and I thought this was cute too. I was also weirded out when she said coochie. Now listen, I know that we're in the world of the internets and a lot of what I would consider, and I'm not saying that no one else has ever said this in their entire life. There's gonna be one person who's like, "Yes, I'm from the Appalachian Mountains, and we've always used the word coochie." That could be fair. That could be correct. But I feel like I've only ever, just in my world of, being a chocolate chip and a chocolate chip cookie, that nobody else was really using coochie. And now all of a sudden, this white woman from Long Island is like coochie. The same thing with the word bougie. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I'm bougie," and I'm like, bougie is very specific to me. Bougie is somebody who comes from little but wants better and wants the best and will do that. So it could be somebody like living in having 17 roommates, living in a small ass apartment, but you're going to spend your money on Prada boots. It's a desire and a want to do better, and so you like have to have the best of everything. It's a lifestyle. Just kidding. No, I don't know. It's a thing that I have a very specific idea of. So when I hear people saying like, "Oh, I'm bougie, I want this," I just think of it as, like, you're not bougie. You already have money, have access. Christopher, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate what is this? Is this might be a Venmo, might be a Cash App. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, anyways, I always think it's interesting. People are like, "Oh, I'm bougie. I'm bougie." I'm like, "Girl, you are not bougie. You're already rich, or you already have money, or you already come from Lux. And the truth is like with bougie, do you need to already have not? No, you could just want. It used to be a negative term. That's the thing that's weird to me. It used to be negative. When Black people used to call each other bougie, it was negative. It was like, you think you're better than us. You act like you don't know where you come from. That kind of sentiment. She bougie. She act like she better than us. She don't shop at Walmart. She shop at Target because she bougie when she should just get her ass to the Walmart. It's like that. So when people say that the word has changed as words often do, but it's just so interesting to me that, the white girls when I grew up did not say bougie. They didn't know what bougie was. In fact, they didn't even know what ashy was. So like the fact when I see white folks that are like, "Oh, I'm ashy," I'm like, how do you even know what that is? It's social media. So anyways, I think that is the end. Oh no, let me tell you what happened. So at the end, Dubois girl let me down, and she was in the bottom, so was Amethyst. And Amethyst was, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily think that Amethyst should have been in the bottom, because at least her shit it was a banging song. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know when, I don't know why. Now let me tell you, Lisa Stansfield, that UK baddie with that voice, that's a white woman. For those of you guys who do not know that song, I did too much lying, wasted too much time. Now I'm here and crying. I been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know when, I don't know why. Why he's gone away and I don't know where he can be. My baby, but I'm gonna find him. Like, great song. I'm gonna put it on right after this. That being said, the jokes didn't land, and I don't think she should have been in the bottom. Who should have been in the bottom is Anitra. Not Anitra, sorry, wrong person. Ara. Like that hip hop number. What was that? I really do feel like just because you truly try something and it doesn't necessarily work out, that you could see that it would have worked if there had been somebody to be like, hey, let's let the punchline happen afterwards. I don't think she should have been punished by being put in the bottom. It was a great bit. It was a great bit. So, yeah. So, anyways, she's in the bottom, her and Dubois, and she's a better performer than Dubois. I don't remember what song they sang, but yeah, she's in the bottom. And Dubois went home. I was shocked. I was shooketh. I was like, she failed and she let me down a lot. I know she let herself down, but more importantly, she let me down. So when they were giving Luca her notes, this girl started crying. I said, episode 1, bitch. You don't cry episode 1. You know when you cry when it's the most effective? When we are like in episode, we've only got 4 queens left or 5 queens left, and you have been doing this show for weeks and you're tired, you're exhausted. You have been trying your best. There's been ups and there's been downs. And that's when you cry in front of Rue. You don't cry week 1. Nobody's here for them tears. Week 1 is pretty easy. All you have to do is show your talent and not suck at it. So, anyways, we're at 46 minutes in. I have to go get ready because I'm going to go live again at 1 and talk about yesterday's episode. So, I need to, freshen up and do some stuff and add those pictures, right? So that I can be fully prepared for the next episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, I'll be back in about 15 minutes to start the next episode. So I hope that you have time, even if you can't watch, just like put it on your TV and walk away. And like, you know what I'm saying? Just like clean your house. You don't have to sit in front of it and watch it. You can just listen to my voice. Okay. All right, you guys, have a fantastic evening. I will be going live again at 2:30 as well. So I'm going live at 1 and 2:30. And 2:30, we're going to talk Love After Lockup. Thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic day. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Added to my life. Waste